So let's all give it up for Danielle Creighton. I have a white Jewish mother, so I'm afraid of everything. One thing I'm afraid of is, heights, death, like standard stuff. I'm also afraid of, silica gel packets, that come in like shoe boxes or whatever. I'm convinced I'm gonna eat it. Just convinced, don't eat it. I have to eat it. I was at a staff meeting and my friend, as a joke, tossed it across the table, and I was like, what if I eat it? I don't want to eat it. It's legit. I'm also afraid of mispronouncing my own name. Whenever oh, what's your name? Danielle. I have to pronounce it really clearly and succinctly because, even if I do pronounce it correctly, I still get Daniel's drink at Starbucks, so it doesn't do me any good. I'm also afraid of mistexting. When you think you're having a conversation with one person and then you're like, oh, I've been texting the wrong person this whole time. I'm mostly afraid of sexting my mom on accident, sending her boobs. She'd probably be like, that's my girl, but it's still, she doesn't need to know anything about it. I'm actually the biggest fear is accidentally texting a guy that I'm just fucking around with, good night, I love you. It's a witness protection program stuff, just I'm also afraid of being a B-roll in a news story about obesity. When they have the people at the mall walking and it's just the guts walking down because you don't have to show their face. You don't need a release because you don't show their faces. So I'm deathly afraid of being B-roll. Oh, what is that? Oh my God, that's me! Because I'm gaining some weight. I once got a free DVD though. It was Jillian Michaels Sculpt and Shred, which you could tell that I've done it. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh, let's see what's on this DVD, and I'm looking at it, and I realized I have a chest full of cookie crumbs. I once actually was out in a Mexican place, and my friend was like, oh, Danielle. And I was like, what? And then she pointed to me. I had gotten my boob in the beans. And I didn't know it. I had to it's embarrassing. I went to, I had to change my, I'm a good driver, so I didn't have to change my driver's license for the longest time. But I finally had to go into the DMV and actually update my driver's license. She's like, do you want to change any information? And I was like, I should probably change my weight, because I wasn't the weight I said I was when I got my license the first time. And it's really what if somebody comes looking for me? It's like a Law and Order situation. I don't want them looking for a 130-pound girl, because they're not gonna find that. They're gonna find someone else. It's I don't know if it looks like her, but the weight's off. Because I watch a lot of Law and Order, so that colors how I view the world. I was once waiting to get picked up at night, and it was really quiet on my street. And I heard a rolling suitcase thud thud down a couple of stairs, and I'm like, there's a dead body in there. Not phased at all, there's a dead body. I'll chop it up later. I actually sort of sleep like a Law and Order victim. I sleep in sort of a chalk outline position. It's kind of I'm a little teapot jackknife sort of position, but it's if you chalk outline, color is how I see the world. So I'm single. I'm a cat lady, and I just read a study that, cat people, dog people have different traits. Cat people tend to have a higher body mass index, and tend to be single and live in apartments. Just me to a T. I'm single in a studio apartment with cats, gaining weight. But I have the correct human to cat ratio. I have one person, I have 2 cats. I cannot get a third cat because then it's crazy cat lady territory. I need to get a boyfriend in order to get a cat. If I want another cat, I should probably get a boyfriend so I can get a cat. There are a lot of needy cats out there. What else? Yeah, being in a studio apartment, having cats. If you convince a guy to come back, he's not allergic to cats. He may even like them, but you convince him. It's just in my studio apartment. It's just well, why don't we take this into the bedroom? You want a drink? Yeah, it's hot. What else do I want to talk about? So yeah, I'm online dating, which is proving to be sort of an effort in futility. But as I said, I'm Jewish. I started using this app called J-Swipe, which is Tinder for Jews. You just weed out the anti-Semites, just get straight to people who like Jews. Jaded is actually suing them for using the J, because they think they like own the J. I don't think they're gonna win, but like they're litigious people. I do love a lawsuit. So like when you, it's like swiping left and right. So left is the universal sign for no now. So you swipe left for someone you don't like, and you get a little sad Jewish star. You swipe right, you get a happy Jewish star. And then if you get a match, you get like a little bar mitzvah boy being hoisted on a chair, and it says Mazel Tov. It's a little Hitlery because you're like sorting Jews into categories. I get the power behind it. Like you feel mighty. I'm a failed artist too. But I'm on OkCupid as well. I gotta, spread my options for the free shit, not the like pay shit, but the free shit. And so OkCupid, like the name does not instill confidence. It's like meh. Set your sights for mediocrity. It's not gonna be great. It's gonna be okay. I get a lot of messages. One of my favorites was from a guy. It was a shirtless profile pic, and a man with the same cup size as me said, "Nice tits." You too. So funny. I also got a comment. You look really down to earth, which I think he's calling me fat. Because you seem down to earth is a compliment. You look down to earth means you look fat. But my all-time favorite message, I've transcribed it for you here, is from a Jewish guy in Bangkok, Thailand. It's a little out of my 50-mile radius, but so I live quite far from you. But I'm writing because I have a good gut feeling, willing to go a long way for the right Jewish person and do almost anything to have her in my life. So I have to ask you a question, he asks. Would you consider moving to Thailand, living a dream life for a couple of years for the right person? That's sex trafficking. I don't want to go to the sex tourism capital of the world. I don't even go to the valley unless the guy's smoking hot. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks.